Our story starts in Paul, London, where we meet a young boy named Quinn. He's on his way to a subway station to meet his mom, Karen. She supervises the construction workers there. Quinn and his mom are talking when a worker rushes over. "There's a problem downstairs," he says. "We were drilling and found a huge, unexpected hole." Quinn gets excited and goes into the hole. He's curious to see what's inside this strange cave. Suddenly, fire bursts from the floor. Quinn is shocked, and then the walls of the cave start to move. Quinn quickly realizes it's not a cave at all. It's a giant creature. The next moment, the creature spits on Quinn's face, and Quinn quickly runs out of the tunnel. He tries to tell his mom about this monster, but Karen sees his face and immediately gets scared, pulling him away to wash up. She's so worried about him that she doesn't even hear what he's trying to say. All the workers also understand that something very strange is in that cave. Suddenly, the whole subway station starts to shake, and that huge creature breathes terrifying fire into the tunnel. Karen, now truly afraid, just wants to get Quinn out of there. Quinn is still trying to explain that he saw this giant, strange creature in the cave. And just like that, the proof appears right before their eyes. A massive Talma dragon. It violently shakes the elevator, and because of this, Karen gets a deep head injury and dies instantly. This was just one of many dragons that came out of that mysterious cave. Soon they took over the entire planet. About 118 years later, humans are almost gone. Even the dragons are starving because there's no food left. Now we find a teenage Quinn in an old ruined castle on the border, with a few other people who have survived. Life in the castle, the fight for survival. These people see Quinn as their leader and respect him a lot. But living in this world full of dragons is incredibly hard. Food is running out, and people are starting to get restless and want to fight back. Then, a man from the castle named Eddie gathers a group. They want to pick their crops right away because there's so little food. Quinn stops him, explaining that the crops aren't ready yet and need more time. If they pick them now, there will be even less food later. Eddie argues, "If we don't eat today, there won't be a future." And what kind of future anyway? We lost contact with the other survivor groups 2 days ago. Quinn stands firm, refusing to let them go and taking all the vehicle keys. Creedy replies, "Anyone who wants to leave is free to do so. Why should everyone else suffer because of one person's decision?" "But remember this," Creedy adds, "if you leave, you can't come back." For now, that calms the situation, and Eddie stays. Afterwards, we see Quinn and Creedy putting on a play to make the kids in the castle happy. Before bedtime, Quinn leads all the children in a prayer. It's not to any god, but a series of questions and answers. What to do and what not to do when dragons appear. Later that night, Eddie steals the vehicle keys and wakes his friend Michael, telling Michael's wife to keep quiet. Soon, a few more people join them. They steal a vehicle and quietly leave through the gate. A short while later, Quinn wakes up to the sound of the wind and sees a little boy named Jared sitting, scared, in the hall. The boy asks Quinn if that sound is a dragon. Quinn calmly tells him it's just the wind. Quinn keeps Jared in his room until his fear goes away. Meanwhile, outside, the others wake up, startled by the sound of birds. Eddie and his friends have already started picking and eating tomatoes. Suddenly, Barlow sees something strange in the sky. He sets off the alarm, waking everyone up to be careful. Frightened by the alarm, Michael's wife decides to tell Quinn everything. In the fields, Eddie watches in horror as dragons breathe fire, killing people. He races to save his family. He soon finds his wife, Rachel, but sadly, their son doesn't survive. Eddie sees Michael's face is burned. In their desperate attempt to escape, one of their friends also dies. They're terrified as the dragon attacks again, spreading fire and chaos everywhere. Eddie's family is trapped among the flames in the fields. But luckily, Quinn and Creedy, changing their earlier decision not to help, arrive to save them. Donovan is put in charge of using the automatic weapon on the vehicle. When the dragon blocks their path and breathes fire, poor Donovan tragically loses his life. Back at the castle, Quinn decides not to confront Eddie, knowing he's just lost his son. But the situation is now much worse. The entire crop has been destroyed by what happened. Unexpected allies arrive. The next day, a man named Ajay hears voices on the radio in the castle and warns Barlow. Barlow sees many tanks coming towards the castle and sets off the alarm. Every person in the castle is given a weapon for defense. Barlow figures out that their ammunition is almost gone. Creedy believes that the approaching group might not be enemies and that they should be happy there are other survivors. But as the vehicles stop, Creedy takes back his words. These people are from America, led by Von Zan. Von Zan explains that he rebuilt an airplane to get here. Even though the landing was rough and they lost about 100 men, they just want to stay the night. Quinn gives them shelter but can't quite believe Von Zan's story about the plane. Flying in a sky full of dragons seems impossible. Von Zan disagrees with Quinn's doubt, saying he knows the dragon's weakness. Their eyesight gets bad at night, making them easy to attack. As proof, he shows Quinn a dragon's tooth, which he considers a trophy from his victory. Impressed, Quinn orders the vehicles to be brought inside. Creedy is uneasy with Quinn's decision and makes fun of Von Zan's claim of killing a dragon. The last dragon killed was 18 years ago by the army, back when there was an army. But Creedy's jaw drops when Von Zan's helicopter flies through the air and lands. Von Zan introduces them to a female pilot named Alex. Alex calls her team Archangels because they jump from helicopters without parachutes to distract dragons. Creedy still thinks their talk is childish and laughs at the idea of trapping a dragon. Alex, however, doesn't like his attitude. Quinn tells Creedy they need to be careful. He doesn't fully trust these newcomers yet. Von Zan starts getting ready to take more people with him. Even Jared is secretly getting ready to sneak out with the Americans. Quinn sees him and tries to stop him, offering to make Jared the castle's leader, something Jared always wanted. But Jared says he wants to be an archangel now. Von Zan leaves with his army and many people from the castle to fight the male dragon. Meanwhile, Quinn goes to the fields to gather the remaining crops. After a while, Jared also shows up there. He decided not to go with the Americans. A terrible smell of dead dragons fills the fields. Quinn explains that this smell scares dragons away. That night, Quinn goes to the dead dragon to check if it's male or female. When Quinn sees it's truly a female dragon, he starts to believe Von Zan's story. The showdown in London. When Von Zan's army reaches London, they find miles of destroyed buildings. The entire city is full of dead bodies. Everyone is terrified. Then, they see flames coming from the darkness. Von Zan orders no time for planning. They must attack immediately. Everyone reluctantly gets ready to attack. Soon, evening turns into night, and now the dragons can see clearly, but the humans can't see anything in the dark and can only shoot without aiming. In just a few seconds, that huge male dragon arrives and burns the entire group with flames. Alex is deeply worried because no one is answering on the radio. Back at the castle, Ajay hears their desperate calls on the radio and knows something has gone terribly wrong. When Alex reaches the crash site, she sees that Von Zan and a few others have barely survived. In a terrible state, Von Zan explains that the male dragon attacked them. It was so enormous that it burned everything in one go. It didn't even need to come back. Von Zan now remembers Quinn's words and realizes the castle is in danger. Quinn is still outside the castle when the male dragon arrives and starts destroying everything. Everyone runs in different directions. By the time Quinn gets inside the castle, this will make it much easier for the three of them to move forward. Suddenly, many dragons begin to fly wildly in the air. The three don't understand why, as the dragons haven't seen them and aren't attacking them. Then the male dragon appears in the sky and makes a female dragon its food. The male dragon is now so hungry, it has started eating its own kind. Seeing this, all the female dragons run away, giving the three a good chance to move forward. They pass through the city's tunnels and reach the same subway station where Quinn's mother, Karen, died. The plan is now to bring the male dragon here and attack it with explosive arrows. As Quinn starts to climb the elevator, he's flooded with sad memories of his childhood, when his mother died in that very spot. Understanding the situation, Von Zan encourages him. "Turn your sadness into strength. With this anger, we must burn this dragon to ashes today." Soon, Quinn climbs up, full of determination. Von Zan advises the three to go in different directions. As soon as the dragon arrives, they all get into their positions. Then Quinn realizes he's lost his arrows. Alex is terrified. She usually fights enemies from high in the sky, and now, finding herself alone on the ground, she's very scared. Von Zan orders Alex from the top of the tower to follow the plan. He constantly tells her to keep moving forward. Alex, overcoming her fear, starts running to distract the dragon, and the dragon follows her. Just as Von Zan fires an arrow, the dragon turns at the last minute and stops the arrow with its fire. Seeing the dragon coming towards him, Von Zan doesn't back down. He jumps towards it like a brave soldier, but this time, the dragon swallows him alive. After Von Zan's death, Alex and Quinn give up their separate plans and stay together. The dragon is a bit hurt, but it quickly recovers and charges at its enemies. Then, Alex spots the lost arrow. Quinn desperately runs towards it and gets ready to shoot. Time is very short, so Alex fires bullets in front of the dragon, distracting it. Loading the arrow, Quinn confronts the dragon. Finally, he has the chance to get revenge for his mother's death. As the dragon opens its mouth, Quinn fires the arrow, and when it hits, the dragon completely explodes. In this way, Quinn gets revenge for his mother's death and saves humanity from being completely wiped.